Hey DigiFans, it's Sammy here with Digivangelism. Back again this week and every week with another blog post, video, and podcast episode to help you better reach people online with the love of Jesus. If that sounds like something that you are interested in, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a single week of digital ministry goodness that we have going on every single week. Today we are talking about 6.5 website mistakes that you and your church need to avoid. So with no further ado, let's get started. Mistake number 1, your photos are too big. With modern website designs and modern attention spans, you need to have a quick loading web page. While images on your site can look really cool, they can actually decrease your website's performance. This will decrease your search engine optimization efficiency and essentially have people leaving your site before it even gets started. Keep your photos to a minimum. If the picture on your site is not a background photo, it should probably not be any bigger than 1 megabyte. Now, if you have a really cool photo that's a little bigger than 1 megabyte, you can actually use some free tools online to compress your photo so that it doesn't lose any of the quality, but it's actually a smaller file size. So check out Tiny PNG, Tiny JPEG, and if you're on WordPress and you're using a plugin, check out Smush. And as a general rule of thumb, be sure to use JPEG file types for any photos on your website and use PNGs for flat designs and graphics. If you really want to check out how your website is performing as far as its speed and just overall performance, check out gtmetrics.com as a free tool that's pretty quick and easy to use. Mistake number 2, lack of clear messaging or navigation. There is nothing worse than being all dressed up with nowhere to go. Your website could be the most beautifully designed website there ever was, with the best, most intelligent, witty copy and the most astounding photographs. But if the menu navigation is not clear or helpful, people are not going to know where to start and where to go next. You have about 3 seconds to capture someone's attention before they're just going to jump on another browser and look at something else that they can actually process. There are so many options out there when it comes to web design, but the thing is, people's brains, we're wired to like the menu at the top or maybe down the side if it's done right. We don't want to think too hard, our eyes are going to travel in a Z formation, and that's kind of where we want to be led. We want to find the navigation where we naturally go. I know it's tempting to get all unique and special, but we're actually pretty programmed to just do the same old thing every single time. Mistake number 3, too much animation or too many fancy fonts. You know that saying that there's too much of a good thing or you can't have too much of a good thing? No, we're gonna say that you can have too much of a good thing, and animations and fonts are 2 of those good things. Yes, animations and fancy fonts, very fun, very exciting, and very eye-catching. Don't overdo it. It quickly becomes overwhelming for people that don't really need to be on your website in the first place, and so you're driving them away before they even get to your good content. Remember the phrase, less is more. Using a crisp, clean font and a simple navigation will acclimate your visitors to your website, and they will feel very relaxed and comfortable and want to stay on it and learn what you have to offer. Keep in mind that about 50% of the visitors to your website are probably going to be using a mobile device, whether that's a cell phone or a tablet. So you want to make sure that your site is responsive. That means that it can change depending on whether you're using a cell phone or a tablet or a laptop. Most of the web design tools that are out there will show you a preview on each of these options of mobile device or computer, so make use of these tools so your website is optimized for every kind of end user. Mistake number 4, making your website about you. Now, believe it or not, people don't come to your church website to learn about your church. They actually want to know how your church can work for them. If they have children, they're going to quickly be jumping to your youth ministry pages to see what you have going on for their kids. If they are interested in a specific kind of worship style, they're going to be quickly jumping to your worship page to see what kind of services you offer and how it might fit for them. With a large variety of Christian denominations out there, there's also a large variety of theological perspectives out there, and so people are going to come to your website to try to gauge if you fit their beliefs. While you might find your church's history and church's founding story to be very interesting and worthy of a spot on your website, and other people, let me just say, might also be kind of curious or interested in all of this, it does not need to be the primary focus of your website. It shouldn't be your whole website, right? It can find its place on a page, maybe, but it doesn't need to be the entire thing. Remember the primary message of your website, the reason that you're putting it up there altogether, the reason you exist as a church altogether. You're sharing the love of Jesus in whatever way your church is uniquely gifted to. You have a mission, share that mission. It doesn't need to be all about your history. What are you doing now? Mistake number 5, outdated information. There's really no excuse for this in this day and age. There are tons of calendar plugins and apps that you can use on your church's website to make sure that it is always up to date. If these types of plugins or apps are not available on your particular website, website platform, be sure to schedule a time every single week where you check in with the announcement section on your website, and maybe a time each month where you check in with the overall website and look for anything that looks out of date or not true anymore. There's nothing worse for a visitor or guest than to go on your website and see that the last time it's been updated was 2007. This does not give a great impression that you are a very active or engaged congregation. And so keep your website up to date so people can see that you are actively engaged at living out the mission God has given you. Mistake number 6, not being clear enough about your beliefs. As we said before, with a large range of Christian denominations comes a large range of theological beliefs. Visitors are gonna wanna know where you stand on certain issues, and so be clear about it. Don't sugarcoat it, don't hide it. If you are open and affirming to the LGBT plus community, say so. And if you are not open and affirming to LGBT plus folks, then maybe don't say that you are. Well, definitely don't say that you are, but also maybe don't say that like every single person is welcome just as they are. It's only fair to any potential guest that they know as much as possible about this congregation that they might want to visit or maybe even join. And if your church is not for them, no sweat. They'll find the right church for them out there too. Just don't make the process more difficult for them by hiding who you actually are. Mistake number half? Too much insider language. Recent website statistics tell us that about 75% of the people that visit your website are going to be potential visitors or guests, not the people that are already regularly involved in your congregation. Your weekly members are already plugged in other ways. Facebook groups, weekly emails, worship, they know where to go to get the information. In fact, if they had a question, they would probably go to someone rather than go to your website. So who is actually visiting your website? These are the people that are new to the area, or perhaps just new to their faith, or exploring their faith anew, and looking online for a church near them that could fit their beliefs and their lifestyle. And so your website should really appeal to the largest audience. It shouldn't have any insider language. It should be easy for anyone viewing it, new to faith, new to the community, to understand. Not too much denominational language or too much theological language, but really just words that build relationships, that build connections with anybody coming from the outside in. As with any project of importance, planning is the key to success, and so we recommend that you plan your website before you dive in. Think of the end goal. What do you want to do? Reach people with your mission, reach people with the love of Jesus. Focus on your guests, focus on your visitors, focus on good optimization of your website on all platforms, and then sit down and figure out the basics of what you need to actually put on your website. That's it for today. If this video was helpful for you, be sure to like and subscribe so that you stay up to date with the latest tips and trends in digital ministry from us at Digivangelism. Peace.